Are we rolling?
Yep.
I'm your host, Jeff Zart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's Spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. On this episode of the Great American Whiskey Cookers, we talk with Kip Givens, master whiskey taster and co-owner Cody Schmieke, on how everything they do is a single barrel release. We talk production capacity and the idea for a speakeasy in the heart of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. If you can't already tell, we're already having a good time, and it's really early in the day. If you haven't already, like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, go to our Patreon site. We'd love it for you to subscribe and become a member. We'd really appreciate it. We are here in Lincoln, Nebraska at Sideshow Spirits, and I'm talking with Kip and Cody, and we're talking whiskey and malt and IPAs and beer, you name it, but we are talking about the distillery.
Yes.
And what I want to talk about is your location. You're in downtown Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, when we drove in, the stadium's not that far away, right? From the college.
Yeah.
So how did you pick the location where you're at?
Sure, yeah. A couple of different reasons went into it. One was we felt like it was important to be close to the downtown area, but we had to have space, right? So we have an 11,000 square foot space here. We actually had a contract on another place in town. That would have been great too. Ultimately fell through. This actually was a working brewery. San Diego brewery, Green Flash Brewing, one of the biggest ones in San Diego, decided they were gonna open up some spots across the country. While they were open in this spot, the company went belly up and they had to make some changes. Talked to their CEO, he said, hey, we're pulling out of this area. My broker knew I was looking for a place to put this distillery that we had been talking about for the last year. And so this came online, we made them an offer. I think we talked to them in December, first week in December of 2019. Yeah. Right before anybody knew what COVID-19 was, right? And so it was perfect timing. And they said, hey, we'll take your offer. They did not even negotiate, but we have to close before the first of the year.
Oh, wow.
So we closed on this thing right before the first of the year. Kip, James, and I, my partner Barry, we went to work and put together distillery here. So it's been serving us well. It's a great place for production, events, things like that. Right next to the university, right next to the Haymarket, right next to the Capitol. You can see it right there. Yeah. So, it's a good place to be. And being that we're Lincoln's first ever legal distillery, we knew we wanted to be somewhere that people were going to get eyes on us.
One of the things that we feel like that we really have is we had the space, as Cody mentioned, size-wise with this facility, and we wanted to model ourselves after those kind of legacy distilleries in creating experience.
Okay.
So you walk in our front door and we've got, our showroom, playing into our theme of our name, Sideshow. The showroom, it's our retail bottle shop. We have a little tasting area, tours, and all of our experiences start here. You can congregate here. It's a great spot, nice big open area. We have a full event space that people can rent out private events with its own private bar. We have a small tasting room with a custom, table where we end tours or tastings, or people can, have small meetings in there. We have a speakeasy style cocktail bar.
And there's like a hidden secret door.
We have a couple little hidden Easter eggs, playing into that speakeasy theme or just the sideshow idea. Yeah. And so, so we have a lot of different, and then of course the production area itself.
Sure.
And so we have a lot of different caveats that you can come and enjoy and do. And the fun thing is people come because they've heard about one element of it and they're like, oh, what is all this? And they just realize that there's more going on here than meets the eye at first. And so that's fun. And that's also just as part of the theme, part of the kind of the allure, and something that we just try to build in. And again, we wanted to not just be a tasting room and a distillery. We wanted to create experience. We want people to come here and go, that was cool. And they're going to remember it.
So you have a cocktail culture here.
We do, yeah. It's kind of interesting because obviously we want to focus on our spirits, we want to focus on whiskey,
Right.
but we really felt like adding that cocktail component in opens us up to even more people, right? And so one of the things that we do in our brewery locations is we have a full bar at all of our breweries, and we're unique in that. Most breweries in Nebraska just pull handles on their beers only, and I get that. I get it. It's simple, it's easy, it's the way to go for a lot of folks. But we really felt ourselves as opening ourselves up to more customers and getting folks in the door, because 4 people may come in and 3 are avid bourbon drinkers, but somebody else wants a gin fizz or whatever it is. And then they're going to come and they're going to
Or an IPA.
Or an IPA, yes. Yeah.
We've already had this discussion. I'm not an IPA fan, and he's not convincing me.
We're going to get you there. Yeah, you haven't had the right one yet. But so yeah, it's opening us up to more people. Once again, being Lincoln's first and for the time only distillery, we wanted all of Lincoln to come and enjoy this space and share it with their friends and share it with their family members. You know, we get a lot of these kids that their parents just come in for the weekend. They're going to UNL, they're right next. We'll get them coming in for tours and learning about us from all over the country. So it's really cool to see it happen. Yeah.
Right. And so if I come here, I can obviously I can buy the products here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Where else can I buy the products? Or is here the only spot right now?
No, so right now you can buy it here. Our sister location, which is Kincaid Brewing Company, we have 4 locations throughout the state. They also get kind of an allotment of the whiskeys that you can purchase, and they obviously offer pours as well at their locations. And then just towards the end of last year, and now as we go in early this year, we are starting some distribution. So you can see us now on your liquor store shelves. If it's not there yet, it's coming. But there are several throughout the state that we are now starting to see placement. We're starting to get in there and be able to release some of our products.
But you're just talking the state of Nebraska.
Just the state of Nebraska.
We're not talking Iowa, which borders it, so I'm not going to be able to get this in Iowa. We're not talking the rest of the United States.
Correct.
Your distribution is still fairly limited to the state of Nebraska, right?
Absolutely.
So from a rarity perspective, from an allocated perspective, let's use that word.
Yeah.
And trying to find it, unless you come here to Nebraska, you can't find that.
Correct.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that's part of it, is that if you're hunting rare whiskeys, if you're hunting kind of that unicorn, this could be one you want to pick up.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched our tasting videos, we're going to be tasting through some of these, and Kip's going to walk us through some of the tasting videos later on, and you'll see those videos separately.
Yeah, and I'll just throw in, playing that allocated thing. I mean, craft, obviously, especially when you're young and you're growing, you have limited supply.
Right.
One of the other things that we do that I think does make ours unique at this point is everything we do is a single barrel.
Everything.
Everything.
So each bottle is coming from one barrel. You're not batching a thing.
Correct.
Yep.
We're not doing any small batch, no marrying. Yeah, it's everything is a single barrel number on every bottle, so you know what it is. So from barrel 1 to barrel 3, there's nuances, as you know, from those single barrels, even those famous allocated ones. Some are really great, and then some are good, but you find those ones, and that's part of it. And so for us, every bottle is a unique offering.
So if I show up here and I get a pour from a bottle and I love it, I need to ask, do you have more of this barrel here?
Absolutely.
And I need to buy as many as I can possibly afford at the time, because once that barrel's gone,
it's gone.
It's gone, like a regular single barrel.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So something to kind of keep in mind. So that begs the question, from a production standpoint, from a business and a growth standpoint, how are you going to scale that?
Yeah.
Are you going to keep that model as you guys grow?
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming you're going to want to grow.
Yeah.
But is that a thought?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're thinking about it all the time.
Right.
We've had endless conversations about what our method to the madness is going to be. Right now, in our first year, I think we put 30 to 40 barrels into storage, right? Now we're pushing close to 200 a year into storage, and while that is relatively small in the whiskey world, it's huge for us, right? And so I always tell the guys, we may sell beer pallets at a time, we sell whiskey bottles at a time, right? And so it really, we want to just do the kind of the same method we took in the craft beer world, in that we think that Nebraska is small enough that you get me or Kip in front of them, we're going to make them a fan, right? We're going to be able to share with them a bottle. And so we're really doing this kind of grassroots style, to where Kip is going out working with bars, working with restaurants, working with retailers. We're telling our story. We're bringing folks in to do tours and tastings. And we want to grow organically, but we're also a very aggressive group. Like when we grew the brewery, we were one of the fastest growing breweries in the state. I see us putting the things into play here to be a very fast growing distillery in the state of Nebraska. But yeah, we really want to take an organic approach to it. Kip may have a different answer than me on that, but.
No, I mean, I think that's absolutely correct. And, you know, when you think of it, have there been conversations about going out of the state? Well, yeah, there's always conversations. And I think even in the whiskey world, that's far different than the beer world and maybe makes more sense. But at the same time, you've got to have product to do that.
Right.
Right now, our goal is to flood Nebraska.
Own your backyard.
Right.
Yeah.
Once we get there, then those discussions can take place. They're taking place, but they're back burner conversations because they don't even make sense at this point other than forecasting.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, well, I hope you come to Iowa. I apologize when you do try to come to Iowa. I'm going to apologize right up front because it's a pain in the ass. But I hope you do.
We have built some relationships in Iowa. If we come anywhere with any of our products, beer or spirits, I assume Iowa will be the first stop for us. But yeah.
So where do they find you? How do they get in touch with you? How do they find you guys?
You know, the main thing for us is our website's huge, sideshowspirits.com. We're very active on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We do some YouTube stuff as well, both from one of the things that I think we do really well is follow up on every product and really focus in on every product. So if you go to our website and you spend some time on there and you click on one of the whiskeys that you're interested in, on there we're going to have tasting notes, we're going to have information, and then right at the bottom, Kip has a video just having a drink with you, right? Just having a drink with the master. It's awesome, man. And so you can literally get on our website, take yourself through kind of a guided tour with a tasting of our products with Kip. So just taking a lot of care into every bottle that we're doing and presenting it in a way that people can consume, but also just showing them what our culture is. That's a big part of what we do. And
fantastic.
Yeah.
And downtown, what's the location here downtown? What's the address?
1630 P Street in downtown Lincoln.
Okay. Yep. Fantastic. Cody, Kip, thanks very much for the discussion and talking about the whiskey. I'm Jeff for the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Check us out and stay tuned for more episodes. Until next time, if you can't be good, well, be good at it. See ya.
Recording. Wait for it to close. Okay, go ahead.